One man who knew he'd be spending time in prison made a decision to run. That's according to prosecutors. Well, now they're pointing to a judge's decision and say trouble could have been avoided. It's a story the 8 News Now investigators broke. Vanessa Murphy has a story you'll only see here on 8 News Now. She brings us an interview of one woman greatly impacted by it all, the victim.
Elena Russell and her fiancé Kenny Ham were frequent visitors to Las Vegas from upstate New York.
We clicked immediately. We kind of knew we were life partners.
In July of 2019,
It was supposed to be, a great time, and it didn't turn out to be.
Their visit ended tragically. This is the view from a semi-truck. Investigators say this yellow delivery van drives through a stop sign, makes a left turn, the truck swerves and crashes into Kenny and Elena.
I don't remember anything until I woke up in UMC the next day.
Kenny didn't survive. Elena and the truck driver were seriously hurt. The driver of the van, Max Mones, left the scene.
She never saw anything. As far as you knew, he just lost control?
I seen he lost control.
Investigators say he returned after his employer told him to.
If you made the turn and he's a mile down the street and there's nothing to do with you, then obviously that guy messed up. But if you turn in front of him and caused him to swerve, now we have an issue.
He blames the truck driver.
He wasn't paying attention, or he lost control, or I don't know, somehow.
5 years later, here in a Las Vegas courtroom,
Guilty.
a jury returns a guilty verdict against Mones for leaving the scene of the crash. One count for Kenny's death, another for Elena's injuries. Yu Meng prosecuted the case.
Instead of stopping at the scene, he was seen without rendering aid, without calling for help.
The charges carry mandatory prison time of 2 to 20 years for each count. Probation isn't an option. That's one reason why prosecutors ask Judge Jessica Peterson to take Mones into custody immediately after the verdict and while he awaits sentencing. His attorney argues against it.
He's never missed a court hearing. He's solid in this community, strong ties. He's not a flight risk, and he's certainly not a danger to anybody.
Peterson tells Mones to surrender his passport, but allows him to remain a free man.
He will have a monitor, but he's going to be basically out.
I was shocked that she didn't immediately remand him.
The next day, the deputy district attorney finds this on TikTok, a post from Mones from a plane. Goodbye, Vegas.
I was shocked. Frankly, my immediate reactions, I really want to throw up because this is a 5-year-old case.
The prosecutor sprang into action with help from Nevada State Police and other agencies. He says Mones was heading to Montreal, Dubai, and then Iraq, where he's originally from. Investigators scrambled to get a warrant, tracked Mones down, and took him into custody.
I broke down into tears and fell to my knees. I was so thankful. I just couldn't imagine that we were ever going to find him once he left the country.
District Attorney Steve Wolfson says the manhunt could have been avoided.
He was convicted of leaving the scene of an accident. He has a propensity for not staying around and being responsible. He killed somebody. He substantially injured somebody else. This man should have been remanded to custody that afternoon.
Elena says she's sharing her story to inspire others to be more careful. Drivers on the roads and judges in the courtroom.
It's still difficult.
Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Elena Russell tells Vanessa that her injuries included memory loss, and it forced her to leave her career in education. She now works in a restaurant. A civil lawsuit is ongoing. Mona is scheduled to be sentenced January 8th. He's currently in custody in California.